We got this.
I mean, I'm a believer. I think that Endpoint do not have enough to cause problems for Oxygen. They don't have the mechanics. You know, even if they're in their best form, they'd still be second best in my opinion. But we did just see a pretty unlucky round 1 sweep defeat, which can't be doing wonders for the confidence of a team who are not having the best RLCS Season X so far. Oh, Virtuoso's left that for a lating wave, who will have it covered.
Ooh, good read there by Farah, actually.
Very nice.
Yeah, you know, the content is just much better if I'm really confident that we're going to win and I say it like that. And then, you know, it's a lot of fun when we don't and they get to make fun of me.
Oh, yeah, they get to clip that. It's a really good thing to do. You know, you've got to help out Endpoint with their social media game. They need all help they can get. They don't have, you know, many highlight plays to clip. They definitely don't have many highlight calls from the casts to clip. So, yeah,
Which
it's
is
really good
what
of you to
it's all
throw
about.
that to them. Give them some B-roll.
I think they need more of a production team as well, you know.
That's right. When we were trying to sort out us talking to Cole and Stumpy after last week's series that Endpoint played against Oxygen, they said, actually, we don't know if there's enough space in the Discord call. Because they've got like 50 people running the production over there. I think they've got one guy for each boost that's on display, because they've got the boosts of every player, of course, on display. So they've got one person monitoring it, spectating each individual player, and updating it in real time. Hope they're getting paid well.
We have the same over here.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of good stuff. We all know my production values are very high. Oh, Astral missing that touch. I thought for sure that was going to be on net at the very least. This Merc takes flight. It's so heavy. How does it fly like that?
Yeah, the amount of fuel that the Mark needs to get up into the air must be pretty crazy. That would be another pretty funny maybe car attribute to have if all the cars were not equal. Imagine like the boost usage. Mark, you use 100 boosts and you don't even reach the ceiling. That would be really funny actually to see.
And you could
the
boom the
different
ball
playstyle.
really hard.
Yeah, you can literally hit the ball harder, and
Like
you are
Mario
demo
Kart
resistant.
style.
And if you brush against somebody, you demo them. But you're like a juggernaut. You can't even move.
Yep.
Can't even jump.
This mod needs to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Leftamir, I'm sure you're watching.
Make
Get
it happen,
started.
man.
Yeah.
So we've got Merc needs to be really, really boost demanding, be slower, accelerate slower, maybe turn slower, but it's got permanent demo and contact on, and it permanent like boomer. Basically, you just take those two power-ups from Rumble and apply them to the Merc, but then make it slow. Like, what would be the fastest car? What would be the antithesis of the Merc?
Oh, nice shot. Octane, probably.
Octane, the fastest car.
Yeah, you know, that's why I think everybody starts using Octane. It feels really like zippy and light and move back and forth really quickly. I don't know what would be faster.
I was thinking that the Octane would have to be the middle car. 'Cause yeah, it's like the car everybody plays at Pro Play, but what about these cars that are literally modeled on like F1 cars? Like the Animus or something. I think
True.
it is just an F1 model. But then that would have to be the, you know, the glass cannon of Rocket League, where that, if it ever touches an opponent car, will get demoed no matter what. But it's faster, and maybe it can... Or no, the one that would have to fly the highest would, of course, be the Aftershock, because it's a plane, so it would be the most like boost efficient for taking off. It's like playing with low gravity, maybe. It's actually just a jet. So yeah, there's something to this, you know? I think the modders could probably make a pretty cool game mode out of that. Suddenly we've got Rocket League pick and ban.
You just put it in classes, right? Like you've got your fast accelerators, you've got your slow acceleration but top speed.
Yeah,
You've got your
yeah.
slower moving cars with big, you know, booming power, and yeah, that's it.
Beautiful.
Wonderful pass here from Astral. Meanwhile, the Merc being a big brooding vehicle, but look at this finesse. Oh. Oh.
Very clean. And he almost just scored it, but Farah's going to be there to tap it in for him. So far, what we expected. A couple of outplays from Astral in the midfield have completely cut apart the Endpoint defense. Yeah, they must be upset that they didn't beat Guild in the previous round. That was their chance, really, to make it some kind of headway in this little group against a struggling Guild roster. We had a chance to talk to Guild's Nolly on the podcast this week, and he said about himself that he's not very interesting, and were we sure that we had the right guy for the podcast guest? And after, you know, talking to him for, I think, an hour 45 minutes in the podcast, I can say that I completely disagree with that. He's extremely interesting, and you guys should all go to listen to the podcast. And you can find it. What command is it over on your channel, Matt, to get the podcast links?
Podcast.
Exclamation mark podcast in chat.
Cleverly named, yes.
Makes sense.
Thank you. I did that myself. and I did it so badly that Grim had to redo it yesterday because a couple of the links like ran together with the words or something, and I was like, oh no,
right.
I gotta do it. But then he did it because he's a nice gentleman.
He is a nice gentleman. Shout out to Grim Darkflame.
Well, we're looking pretty comfortable in this series.
That's a GG.
So far, that's a 2-0 win most likely. Yes, okay, looks good. Farah, of course, having a very good first game here. Yeah, you might be right about that. Maybe they just have to play that much smarter. Just play really possession style.
There's only so much you can do, though, with the intelligence. Yeah, it's definitely possible. It's happened many times where the smarter team has beaten the more mechanical team, but the mechanics need to be there. Every smart team that's beaten one of the best mechanical teams in the world are also insanely mechanically gifted, just not quite as insane. Yeah, I think the difference between Rocket League IQ between these two teams is almost negligible. Probably, I think Oxygen maybe even have the lead in that regard as well. But yeah, mechanically, Oxygen are just way too good for Endpoint. It's starting to show here, just a comfortable Game 1 win.
Of course, we're in Game 2 now, so a new opportunity.
Oh dear.
Wow, one of those balls should have been a little bit more on target. I don't know which one, but maybe all of them.
I think Virtuoso's shot mainly was the one that should have been on target, should be underneath the bar, surely. But
it was about half as stressful as it should have been.
Yeah,
for me watching.
Yeah, you see the uncontested shot from that range, and we should be, you know, heart and mouth over here, just hoping more than anything else that Oxygen can get the save. Then we take another look and we're like, oh, it's actually way over the bar. It's fine. Thank you, Virtuoso, for missing that one by a mile. Guys in my chat who are typing exclamation mark podcast, you need to go to Matt's channel, twitch.tv/smells and type exclamation mark podcast if you want to find our weekly podcast. I don't have a command for it in my channel.
You can steal it if you want.
I could steal the command, but I'm not going to because that encourages people to go to your channel and type in the chat. So go make it happen, everybody. Go find the podcast. You can find Matt's stream using exclamation mark multi command. So we've got a route here. You can get the whole job done with one extra command.
So do it. What are you waiting for? Oh,
wow.
Farah puts that one away. Chaussette. A little pinchy pinch 50-50 here. Oh.
Good positioning by Farah. Very nice position for the Oxygen captain. At the same time, though, pretty careless for Endpoint to leave the back post completely undefended like that, and also to play for that 50-50 in the corner in the first place. Not a good angle to be playing for. Oh, that's a good save, and Chaussette actually more getting in the way of Farah than anything else there, but Farah managed to avoid him.
Yeah, that was an insane matrix there by Chaussette. That's usually the point at which you're like, oh no, team own goal. But yeah, dodged it really well, actually. I'm still kind of in awe.
I don't know if he knew much about it, but Farah did well, both to save the shot and to get it away from Chaussette. Endpoint yet to score in this series. Well, they just have to put one in, and then I'm sure their confidence will increase significantly. But you know, although Oxygen are the team who come into this match after being swept, and Endpoint are the team who come into this match after going to Game 5 in Round 1, the Game 5 loss for Endpoint was just moments ago. They just finished the series before coming in here, whereas Oxygen had a few minutes because they got swept so fast. They had, I think, 10 minutes or 15 minutes to just sit, relax, just reset, talk about it, what they're going to do differently in this series. So although they're the ones coming in with technically less momentum on their side, I think they've probably fixed that in the downtime.
Certainly some time to cool down if they were upset about the loss. We don't know if they were. I imagine they weren't happy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Farah, nice save there. Almost got caught out coming off the line. Astral speeding around with the Merc.
He's just so fast, isn't he?
It really reminds me of me.
In what way?
In the fact that, I put some pounds on as I've gotten older. I'm a bigger boy. But whenever I play some sort of game that requires a mild bit of athleticism, usually somebody who's not very socially conscious will say, wow, Matt's pretty big, but he moves around pretty well.
Yeah,
One of those. That's what I feel about the Merc.
I see, that makes a lot more sense. When you said it reminds me of me, I was like, okay, I don't know how you're going to get me to agree with you there, but I can actually see what you mean.
That was by design. I got you, dude.
You did. I've been got, but not as bad as Endpoint. 3-0. Farah's having a great game. And Astral will not be stopped. 2 50-50 wins in a row. Endpoint should have known better than to 50-50 with a Mark. What on earth were they thinking?
Hashtag murky.
Oh, Vitality has been swept by BDS? No, BDS have been swept by Vitality? Wow.
And they both lost their first round matches to the teams they played. I can't remember now.
Wait, seriously? How did I not see this? I was too busy looking at the bottom side of the bracket. I didn't even notice. You're right, Vitality lost to Monkeys.
Yeah,
and BDS lost to Singularity. What? What are they doing?
I think some of these top teams are starting to get fatigued with the way the season is structured, dude.
You think
so? It's happening. Yeah.
I mean, Vitality play a lot of the field, so I mean, they're the team who are playing more than anybody else competitively. They play the field a lot. They play Grid, of course, and RLCSX, and they go deep in every single one of these tournaments every single time. So I would never have expected them to be getting fatigued. Maybe other teams, but I don't know. Vitality, I'm not going to let them be evidence of fatigue for these teams. This guy, I really don't. I don't associate K-Dop and Fairy Peak with, playing too much Rocket League being a problem. Maybe Alpha 54, yes, but I don't think Fairy and K-Dop.
I don't know, man. There's never been a season like this, right? With this much, and the amount of pressure you feel when you play these matches versus like a bunch of ranked, way different.
Yeah.
Way different,
Oh yeah, true.
His ranked, he's mostly streaming, right?
Facts, yeah.
And he's joking around, and he doesn't really care that much. So yeah, I don't know. When we had Farah in the other day to our office to just do like a talk, and I said, I asked him about it, and he said, yeah, it's really demanding.
Wow. Okay.
It's really demanding. So when you start to see like all the top teams take big losses or unexpected losses, these types of things are the things that I think of first. That like maybe they're not burnt out, but still, you don't have to be burnt out to get tired.
That's true. That's true.
Like, some days you just don't feel it, and you're like, there's nothing that should indicate that I shouldn't feel it today, but sometimes you just don't have the energy. So I think there might be something to that theory. We'll have to do some more digging on the podcast. Big reason to subscribe, folks.
No, you don't just sub for own goals. I guess it's prime for own goals. We haven't had any own goals today, but don't worry, we'll have some, I'm sure.
Yes, we will.
There we go. We've gone full circle. Now Homer says, I swear Johnny Boy disagrees with everything Smellsworth says. Boom. It's happened. But yeah, one final thought I've got on that topic is that, you guys have got to remember, and everybody watching Grid and RLCS Season X, you've got to remember that this is a completely different format. There's a massive change up from every season before it. And I think, there's going to be growing pains for some players getting used to this, and just getting used to this amount of online Rocket League in particular. No LANs still. We've got to remember that in an ideal world there would be lots of LANs in this format, breaking up the monotony of it all, I guess. So you've got to remember that this is not the final product, and even if there were LANs, I don't think this would be the final product. I think that a lot of these things are just being tested, and it's awesome to see, it's Season X and everything that comes with it. The Grid's been so much fun so far for us and for all the other teams, and seeing all the other teams and all the other orgs making all this content. amazing to see. Yes, it's hard to consume it all. You're not supposed to, I don't think, consume it all as a regular fan of Rocket League, or somebody who's got maybe 5 hours a week to watch Rocket League. Obviously, you can't watch all of it, but you can pick and choose, which is, I'd say, even better. You get a selection box of all this Rocket League content to enjoy. Oh dear, that's just bounced in, and Endpoint's day is going from bad to badder to dead.
Diamond tactics. Those are diamond tactics right there. Remember when those worked?
Did a little bounce off the wall. Hit him with the rebound.
Yes, Tynormous is right. It is like eating the same pizza toppings every week, You do get tired of pepperoni. And
yeah,
I'll be honest,
it's amazing.
I almost never order a pepperoni pizza. It is just the most iconic pizza. And therefore it is my avatar. Although I really didn't think a lot about it. I'll be honest.
Yeah, when you made that your avatar, you're just like, oh, I need a profile picture. Oh, Endpoint have scored. They've done it. They put a goal in. Only took them 12 minutes and 10 seconds, but there it is. Astral tried to pass that off into Farah's lane, but he accidentally gave Relating Wave a free pop.
1-1, and we don't, we have a good amount of game here to go, but I haven't seen anything from Endpoint that would indicate that this is going to become a reverse sweep, or that the rest of this game is going to be difficult. I mean, they're not out of it, but okay, exactly.
Oh, it's worked! Metsunoris with the 500 IQ fake. Where's the faking in quick chat? Oh, my chat's disabled. That would have been the point to use it.
Hey,
Flexible roll through. Did he? Oh, right, hold on. I've got to enable. I keep forgetting to enable my chat. Hold on, there we go. Faking quick chat coming in clutch for Endpoint. Maybe that's the beginning. Hey, you're looking for the turning point.
True.
Faking quick chat is the turning point.
Maybe this is what makes it all happen.
What do you guys think? What do you guys in Twitch chat? What do you guys in YouTube comments, etc.? If this does end up on YouTube, what do you guys want to see from future grids, future midweek tournaments? Oh my goodness, Astral! Oh, what a save! Relating Wave. Just had to read that. He had to just get into position. Now he's at the other end of the field trying to make a play happen. That was a phenomenal save, though.
That was rude. Shot that good, you let it go in.
Especially the mark, man. That was going to be the best mark goal of the day. I saw one interesting suggestion for future grid, and that was to, test out non-3v3 game modes. I already know that the RLCSX teams who are in the grid would hate this because they just want to play 3v3 all day. They just want to take turns ball chasing. But I think it would be interesting to see the same teams playing 2s, 1s, other game modes entirely. Bit of a fresh look at things to see how teams match up in different aspects of Rocket League. Because Rocket League is competitive 3v3, or Rocket League Esports is competitive 3v3, but there's so many other ways to play Rocket League competition that are totally unexplored in the RLCS.
Maybe we should do like a ones tournament.
Yeah, actually, that would be a good idea. Do you guys want to see a ones tournament? Would that go down well? Type 1 if you want to see a ones tournament. For once, typing 1 is an excellent option.
Type 3 if your ego can't handle it.
Type 3 if you're going to go on Twitter after you lose in the ones tournament and provide us with some glorious salt to enjoy. Oh, what a read by Astral. Trying to make something happen late in the game here, but hey, Endpoint have answered our critique of them and actually made this interesting.
It's true.
Giving Cole and Stumpy something to get happy about. It's all about the game number 4. If somehow Oxygen end up in a game 5 in this series, I could very easily see the heads going down and
they're all out. They're all out. Oh, feels backflip.
Yeah, no. As long as Oxygen come out in game 4 with a good performance, they should be more than fine, as Cox would say.
Okay. They did it. They've done it.
And it wasn't anything spectacular, but it was sufficient. But yes, definitely not Relating Wave's positioning that's holding them back. He read the game so well, picked up their first goal of the game by just totally predicting Astral's pass to Farah, or attempted pass to Farah, shutting it down, sending it into the Oxygen net. Let's see if they can keep it up. Relating Wave needs to play as well or better in this game to keep this comeback going.
You guys want to see Relating Wave cam or Virtuoso cam? Let me know in the chat.
See, Virtuoso cam is the instant satisfaction. Hey, he got a demo. That's what we came here for. Very clear, you know. It's so obvious when he does something that you wanted him to do. Relating Wave's a bit more subtle. You know, you might be doing something and you might see him do something and you don't even realize that what he's doing is brilliant. So if you want to improve your Rocket League IQ, watching Relating Wave is a good way to start. Yeah, it is. Maybe we'll get a game 5. You can watch both of them.
Oh, that was a scary little position there. I'm sure Pharaoh actually probably wasn't worried that whole time, but it sure looked like Virtuoso cam. We could score that ball.
Did everybody spam Virtuoso as soon as you asked?
Yeah.
That's yeah, I was gonna say that instant gratification. Everybody wants to see the explosion from first-person POV.
Oh, whoa.
Speaking of,
it's a lot of murdering happening from the Oxygen team. Right?
It's proper destruction. Both sides. Virtuoso making a cute play, but it's going to be saved. And he will demo Astral on the exit. An important demo, actually. Pharaoh is trying to offload into the middle towards Astral, at least into the position that he was waiting for. Brilliant block by Astral, sending the ball back into the endpoint half. He's up so early for this, maybe a bit too early. He goes over the top of it.
Got the full boost on the way down and recovered in time, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's so fast. I mean, he flies all the way up to the ceiling, and he's right back to the halfway line in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, he's just one of those players that always has his exit plan already figured out, you know?
You need that. That's like what separates good players from great players. Good players, they've got plan A, and it might be a brilliant plan A, but if it doesn't work, they don't have a plan B. They don't have, like you said, an exit plan to get into the next position that they need to be in. Oh, what a save by Virtuoso. But the follow-up's going to go in. Chaussette shot, undefended. 1-0. Oxygen have the lead once again.
Man, oh man. Yeah, there's a couple times that play where Virtuoso is definitely getting too thirsty. Too thirsty for demos. I recognize it like it's me on the field doing the same thing. And I think that sometimes it's hard to tell. Oh, sneaking in here is Relating Wave. Sometimes it's very hard to tell when someone gets too thirsty what the impact of that is. And it might not be immediately, but you know, maybe your team rushes back on that play, burns all their boost to get back. You know, and 5-6 seconds later, the boost starvation sets in on your team, and now you've started, you know, losing ground to an offensive machine like Oxygen.
Yeah, it's just a very clear example of risk versus reward. There's always, you know, some reward available when you go for a demo on somebody. The obvious fact that yes, you've demoed them, and you know the follow-up as well. Maybe it presents an open net, such as Farah's brilliant hit here. But, you know, was there much risk in this play? No. Farah was naturally rotating. That was where he wanted to be driving anyway, so it's a super low-risk demo. And well done by Farah to spot it. Maybe Virtuoso going for a few too many high-risk demos that don't have any benefit if you miss it. Oh, wow, Azrael. So close. Testing the endpoint defense again.
Oh, nice bump there by Virtuoso. Again, passing the ball, clearing out the defenders in front, and that was really close to going in.
Yeah, Relating Wave went for the bump, but there was two goalkeepers. He couldn't bump them both. That's a monstrous center ball over the top of Farah. Chaussette chases it clear. Now Metza with another fake as the ball comes into the middle. It's proven to be quite a consistent play for Metza this series. The infield pass fake. I've not yet seen faking quick chat since I enabled my quick chat. I'm pretty disappointed that I missed the one
from Virtuoso.
That, there were two earlier?
Game. Yeah, he did one earlier and then the second one. I actually missed the first one. Like it didn't occur to me that it happened.
Oh, but when you pressed tab, you saw it?
Game. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, hopefully something happens so we can witness another faking quick chat. Astral's speed is just something else. He's miles too fast for Endpoint here. Oh my goodness. What a setup for Farah. Not even close to being tackled. He's way over the top of everybody. And Virtuoso had zero chance of getting in the way of it.
You know, what seems to be separating the players that can do flip resets these days is the success of the flick after the flip reset, or how powerful it is. And, you know, players like Jorias and Astral, they just have it on lockdown.
Yeah.
That ball almost always leaves with quite a bit of power. And also players like Virtuoso.
What was that? The belly flop attempt there. Not even less of a flip reset, more just a belly flop on the ball. Not the landing that we're talking about, you know, for setting up boomer flicks.
Oh no.
Back pass for Metza. I think more of an afterthought back pass than for a plan. It's all going wrong now for Endpoint. They don't have long left in this game, and they might not have long left in this tournament.
Yeah, it is not looking good. It kind of appears like just the speed at which OXG is playing is maybe wearing these guys out a little bit as well.
Yeah, there's a mechanical disadvantage that Endpoint have to play with in matchups like this, in matchups against teams like BDS, Vitality, and Giants. You know, these teams they're just faster. They're just better mechanically when they're on farm, especially in the grid. Even top blokes on occasion. Okay, well, they will have a mathematical chance to come back here. It's not over just yet. Literally 1 second left, and that's a good finish by Metza, to be fair.
That's a banger.
Very nice shot. Needed to be fast to keep them alive here. Can they do the impossible? It all starts with trying to keep the ball in the air.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're good. We're good. GG's to Team Endpoint.
Faking sees just that 3 times.
Did you talk to Cole and Stumpy? Did they want to get abused again?
I don't know. I don't know if we can. Because wait, no, we can actually, because there's a little bit of time between now and the next round, isn't there?